Let's bring you an update on the UTAG strike. You recall that the court issued a directive for the parties to resolve the issues out of court and return on Thursday. Since then, discussions have been going on behind the scenes and in a way to try and find some common ground on the matter. They met yesterday but did not achieve conclusion to the issues and will return to the negotiation table tomorrow. As that goes on, the Africa Education Watch is asking the schools management to shut down the facilities. So why are they making such a demand? Joining us now is Kofi Asare. He's the Executive Director for the Africa Center, Africa Education Watch. Thanks so much, sir, for joining us. So what are your reasons for which you're calling for a shutdown across the nation?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to your cherished audience. We are making our call for the closure of universities because 5 weeks ago, freshers resumed, were admitted in school. Since they arrived in school, not even have they been matriculated into the university environment. They have not gone through matriculation. They have not started lectures. They have done nothing of academic value. Yet they've been staying in school for 5 weeks, doing practically nothing. Unlike continuing students, freshmen have no experience in tertiary level education. They have no exposure to tertiary level academics. So they are relying on the commencement of academic work to be able to, obtain the necessary academic guidance. Now, given this environment, on what basis do you keep such students in school for 5 weeks, doing practically nothing? For continuing students, one might say that, of course, they are already in school, so they may have assignments or projects or, some guidance. But for freshers, no. And if you look at on our campuses, majority of the students, they are freshers because they've been asked to report to school since January and have been there for 5 weeks doing nothing. That is why we are saying that in the absence of a clear, end in sight to this impasse, especially where the two groups, government and lecturers, have been virtually engaged in litigation in the first 4 weeks, the best thing to do is to let the students go home, and then whenever UTAG decides to return to teach, they should be recalled.
What would be your response to the assertion that the calls you're making now lacks any legal grounding, particularly all that we've seen so far is convention. The convention has been 21 days at most. Given the fact that your calls lack legal grounding, don't you feel that government needs some more time to try and work out a feasible solution in this matter?
Where do you have students spending money every day by living on their own when their families are home? When you have students remaining on campus, having unsupervised, no academic supervision on campus for 5 weeks, spending money on a daily basis at that economic and social cost. Do you still need a law to tell you that the students are idle, doing nothing, and so they have to come home? I don't think we need a law. In any case, the University of Cape Coast, for instance, has a statute that actually recommends that 21 days of academic instruction should warrant the closure of the school, 5.2 clause L of the university's 2016 statutes. But I don't want us to be talking about laws because laws are made for man. The exigencies of the time should inform us that it is unconscionable to keep freshers on campus for 5 weeks doing practically nothing. They are only wasting money. Their continuous stay there is a burden on their families back home. They are better off at home, not spending the money they are spending outside home. And also, they are better off at home under the supervision of their parents because the lecturers supposed to be giving them academic guidance and counseling are not even on campus to do a service. It's as simple as that. What do we lose by asking the freshers to come home until the UTAG is ready to teach? That should be the other side of the coin. What do we lose by being, pragmatic and asking ourselves that why are we keeping the students hosted in school when obviously the university community has nothing of academic value to offer to them so far as the UTAG is on strike?
How about the alternative? The alternative here is that it's scarier to leave these school children to be out there at home. They have at least an opportunity to study when they are on campus. You are an educationist. What would you say to that?
Which opportunity to study are you talking about? The students have not been matriculated. They have not even gone through matriculation. I'm not sure some of them have even seen their course outline. They have not been matriculated. So, which I don't know which opportunity you're talking about. An opportunity to study what? They don't have any academic guidance. They have not been involved or been introduced to any academic activity for which they can build upon a studying culture. So I honestly do not understand. It has no foundation because nothing has happened. They went to school, registered, and then even before matriculation, the strike happened. So they are actually stranded. Technically, they are stranded. There is nothing for the students to build upon because they are new in that environment. And the people supposed to give them the academic guidance and counseling are on strike. There's no formal lectures taking place.
Right.
So that assumption does not hold water. To be honest with you, some of them are already home. The freshers, some of them are already home. We have spoken to students on various campuses. Some of them are already home, and the campuses are being deserted by the day. So closing the campus would not make any difference because already many students are home.
I'm grateful. Kofi Asari is the Executive Director for the Africa Education Watch.